garlic, lemon, thyme, roasted chicken thighs with vegetables. I'm sure it's just me, but sometimes I want to cook dinner and I remember I didn't really shop recently, so all I've got is stuff that's left from other things I cooked. And that happened today, and I thought, why not film this extravaganza of using up old stuff, but good stuff, and making a tasty dinner in one pan. I do have chicken thighs. I do have some chicken thighs that need to be cooked by tomorrow. These are free range, air chilled on the range, or after they, I had this, which I believe is a cabbage, half an onion, zucchini times 2, broccoli, spring onion, a sprout, various baby carrots, and garlic. Thyme, a couple of cloves of garlic. We're just going to chop them nicely for the marinade. Into a bowl. Little salt. And some freshly ground black pepper. Lemon juice about this much, because that's all I have. And finally, olive oil. This is extra virgin. We'll give this a little mix up. Make sure it's all getting friendly. Thyme. Oh, smells so good. Thyme is such a beautiful herb for chicken. It works so well. I'm so glad I had some left. So that the marinade can get inside this chicken, we're going to put a couple of slits in each thigh. It's a good idea to roll these so that they're standing up, so the cuts are nice and even, and it's just easier to do than if they're flat. Just one cut, 2 cuts, not too deep. This is just about right. The marinade will infiltrate those and just make this spectacular. And that's it, we're good to go. A Ziploc bag. This is my favorite method of applying a marinade to chicken like this, is just to plop them in, add the marinade, and massage until it's indecent. Here's the marinade that we mixed, going in. I'll let some air out of that before I seal it so it doesn't explode. And now, it should look like this. It should look like this, a bag of trash. Put it in the fridge for at least an hour, and then we'll do other stuff. Don't film the fridge.
I know, it's terrible.
On our freshly cleaned board, we're just gonna prep the veggies. Nice big chunks. This is going into the oven for 45 minutes to an hour. So we want them big pieces so they don't cook to nothing and don't get burned. And by the way, while I was rummaging around to put the chicken in the fridge, I remembered that I have some pre-boiled potatoes that never made it to the mashed potato factory. And so I'm gonna use them today. Let's make use of the cabbage. The leftover cabbage is absolutely fine. It's going to go under the chicken as a kind of lift from the bottom of the pan. I'll just throw them all in together so I can arrange them when the time comes. Zucchini, nice big pieces. We'll just cut the end off. We don't want that in there. We'll use the other one because it has to get used. A little cut on here. I'm not a big fan of putting those in the dish. We'll just cut that out. The rest of it's just good as it is. There's just these little pieces that are gonna go in as well. So once the chicken has been in the fridge for at least an hour, we'll pull it out. We've got everything ready to assemble in one pan. I'm going to use a cast iron skillet because this is really going to brown everything and it's gonna be good for the potatoes. Now, because I'm now adding potatoes, I love roast potatoes. One of the secrets to a good roast potato is putting them in a good fat but the fat has to come up to temperature in the oven before you add the potatoes. And we're gonna use here manteca. Manteca is on this because manteca ass doesn't sound quite as bad as lard ass. So we're gonna need a fair amount of this lard in here so that as it melts down, there is a layer on the bottom. We're using lard rather than an oil because lard has a very high flash point. It can get really hot without burning. And don't think that lard is particularly bad for you. Recent studies are showing lard is actually better in high heat
cooking than olive oil and other oils because it doesn't break down to the same degree.
Just put the cold pan in the cold oven, bring the oven up to temperature, wait about 5 or 10 minutes. Very hot pan, be careful. I'm gonna just drop the potatoes in and hear that sizzle. Take a look. I'm gonna turn these to make sure they're coated, and then we're just going to add the rest of the vegetables. This was in the fridge. I brought it out so it can come to room temperature. It will cook so much better that way and will be juicy and tender. Just placing these on top so that as they cook, all of the chicken flavor and the chicken fat from the skin will fall down on these vegetables. Of course, wash your hands when you're working with chicken. Be safe. The oven's at 425. We're just gonna slide this in and leave it. Check on it about 35, 40 minutes. It might take 50 minutes. In some ovens, it might take an hour. We want it really crispy on the top. The vegetables cook through. Lemon, thyme, roasted chicken thighs from leftover stuff. Well, since I built the plate ready to taste, I got raided. Sometimes camera operators and other people can't wait. That's okay, that's what it's all about. So we're just gonna taste it now and make sure that I also think it's great food. Let's get into the chicken here, which is crispy on the outside and very juicy and tender on the inside. Let's get some potato. Marinade is in the chicken. We put those slices on inside. Garlic, lemon, thyme, traditional chicken tastes. If you enjoyed the video, and even if you didn't, hey, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment, and for sure, come back and see us next time. You are always welcome in the kitchen.